RC here. I am recording my second vlog. I'm on day 4 of this Lazy Daze Caravan Campout in Desperate Hot Springs. And I guess I've become an official member of this club because they presented me with my official Lazy Daze badge with a rig number, and I put the rig numbers on my RV. They assign you a number in this club so that when you're driving down the road and there's another Lazy Daze coming the other way, you both see the numbers and you can see each other. And they also communicate on the CB channel 30, and all during the day and the evening any announcements are transmitted over the CB, so you pretty much know what's going on in the club. They're really quite organized. I'm quite impressed with how they run this thing. They do present you an entire schedule of all the things that are going on, and not that there's a whole lot of things going on, but they do have some games, and they have some people that want to do crafts. They have a craft class, and best of all, this morning they had a tech talk. And one of the guys here, who I don't know what his background is, but he sounds like a professional instructor of some sort, but he talked to us about all the reasons why your Lazy Daze may not start sometime and what to do about it. And it was quite interesting. Then he talked about what happens if your RV refrigerator won't run on propane, and talked about how to fix that on the spot. And he talked about possible fires in the Lazy Daze water heaters, what causes it, and how to keep it from happening, and what to do if it does happen. And then he talked about the detectors that are in the Lazy Daze: the propane, the smoke detector, and the carbon monoxide detector. And I guess all of those items have anywhere from about a 5-year to 10-year life. And after that, they may look like they're working, but they're not. And so they need to be replaced. Anyway, yesterday, my longtime friend Greg Calcara came out, and I don't have a car, so he and I drove up into downtown Desert Hot Springs, went to a deli or a sandwich shop called The Spread, and we went in there and had quite a good sandwich. It had 17 5-star reviews, and I believe that that's pretty much right on. It was a surprisingly good sandwich for a place like Desert Hot Springs. But I have to tell you that on our drive up there, we went right through the center of town, and Desert Hot Springs is not like it used to be. I probably haven't been out here in 40 years. Well, now it's kind of a real town, and there's markets and lots of shops, just about anything that you could want out here. Because they've legalized the growing of marijuana, Desperate Hot Springs is allegedly known as a place where they have a lot of legal marijuana farms. But I have to say I didn't see any, and my friend Greg said that they are actually south of town in an industrial area where they have a lot of warehouses, and they're actually growing the product in the warehouses. So I didn't see any marijuana farms, and I didn't see any illegal ones on our way into town. Anyway, I managed not to get up and go on my morning 3-mile walk, and I just headed over at 6:30 where the Lazy Daze group has a large coffee urn, and most all the guys that are veterans gather there, and there are plenty of Vietnam era and actual Vietnam combat veterans that are in this group, and we all gather over there in the morning and drink our coffee. And it's quite interesting. We have several pilots here and several guys that went through hell in Vietnam, and they got great tales about it, and it's always interesting to hear them. And one of the guys is especially interesting, and he and I have exchanged a lot of information, and he's looking into the VA for me about hearing aids, which I appreciate. Anyway, it's been just beautiful weather out here until about an hour ago. And then suddenly the wind has come up and everybody has rolled in their awnings and kind of buttoned up, and I don't know where this is going. It's may get worse. We got a big game in the morning, and that involves 9 different teams of this washer toss thing that they do, and they're very serious about it. And I don't know how that's going to fly with the wind blowing if it continues to get worse. But other than that, things are going well, and tomorrow after the washer toss game, this old Lazy Daze rig is heading to Riverside. So thanks for listening.